Next idiom is the company announced belt tightening due to low sales. This phrase means that a company or anyone is cutting back on spending and reducing expenses, often because they have less money coming in. It means they are practicing fiscal austerity. The origin comes from the literal act of tightening one's belt when experiencing hunger. When food was scarce, people would physically tighten their belts to alleviate the uncomfortable feeling of an empty stomach. This imagery transferred to financial situations, signifying a period of enforced frugality and reduced expenditure. It's a vivid way to describe careful spending. Let's look at a couple of examples to see how belt tightening is used in different contexts. In our first example, our family had to practice some serious belt tightening after my spouse lost their job. We see a personal and immediate financial impact. The family needs to significantly reduce their spending to cope with a sudden loss of income, illustrating a direct and often difficult necessity for frugality. Then, in the second example, the government announced a period of belt tightening, cutting funding for several non-essential programs. The idiom applies to a larger, institutional level. Here, belt tightening refers to a strategic decision to reduce public spending, indicating a broader economic adjustment. Both examples show a reduction in spending, but one is personal and the other is governmental.
There are a few similar expressions that convey a similar meaning, but with subtle differences. Cut corners implies reducing effort or quality to save money or time, sometimes with a negative connotation of sacrificing standards. So, while it involves saving, it can suggest a compromise in quality. Live frugally describes a general lifestyle of being economical and not wasteful, often by choice, rather than a temporary forced reduction due to hardship. It emphasizes wise and careful spending habits as a way of life. Belt tightening specifically implies a forced reduction due to necessity or financial pressure, often a temporary measure until conditions improve. To recap, belt tightening refers to the act of reducing spending and cutting costs, usually due to financial difficulties or a need for austerity. It originates from the literal act of tightening one's belt when hungry, a powerful image for making do with less. This idiom is widely used in both personal and corporate contexts to describe necessary financial adjustments. When you hear about belt tightening, you'll know it's time for some serious financial prudence. Keep this vivid image in mind when discussing financial constraints. I'll see you next time with another great expression.